My concern is that we have a massive amount of development and growth, and how much can we sustain, how much can we have with the amount of roadway that we have available. And a lot of developers that are trying to create new housing communities, and that's all great, and I think we all want that, but we also have to do what's appropriate for the community and the safety of everybody.
I'm driving with embers over the road. I'm driving through fire. I can't do anything. Keep on driving south. What's your name?
That night, there was no control. We were at the mercy of Mother Nature. We realized that we had to flee immediately or die. I literally was throwing the boys in the minivan. We were one of the last people out of this area, and as we drove up the cul-de-sac behind me, the fire crested the hill about 200 feet above the ground level. In this county alone, Sonoma, we lost 25 people. There were 44 people who died in this fire, and they died in part because they could not get out of the area in time. The same thing could happen in your area, except on a much larger scale, because you're talking about a lot more people on virtually the same size road.
I just can't imagine what it would be like trying to escape this valley in a fire and cars stuck in this valley trying to escape the valley.
The thought of trying to get out of here with my family and my pets and being in danger, being trapped in the valley, I think that's probably my biggest concern with the development that is proposed.
My expectation is I would have hours, and in our situation, we were fortunate to have 5 minutes, and many didn't even have that. If we had been 2 or 3 minutes slower, we would have died.
With development, Squaw Valley's estimated evacuation time in the event of a wildfire is 10.7 hours, just to the Squaw entrance light on Route 89. At that junction, there are two options: 5 miles south to the lake or 10 miles north to Truckee, both through a heavily forested canyon full of fuels.
When the people are leaving this valley, forget it.
Anyone who has sat in gridlock traffic on that highway in normal conditions can imagine the grim scene of thousands in Squaw Valley trying to escape an out-of-control firestorm.
It's a death trap. It's a total death trap. What if this happened Labor Day weekend?
With escape unlikely, the zone of supposed safety for up to 15,000 people, the parking lot. KSL calls it a safer place to shelter in place.
They're telling us to shelter in place, so go down to the asphalt parking lot and hope that we can survive the conflagration, however serious it is. That sounds real worrisome to me.
As seen in Sonoma, the unpredictability and sheer ruthlessness of an out-of-control wildfire doesn't instill a lot of confidence in a shelter-in-place disaster plan.
You could see basically baseball-sized embers flying across a 6-lane freeway. We had a Kmart parking lot where the firefighters from Berkeley were to meet up. They went to the Kmart parking lot, which itself wasn't burning, but Kmart was burning.
Are you serious?
Let that sink in for a moment. A Kmart across a 6-lane freeway and surrounded by asphalt, incinerated.
To the south of us, they built a brand new, state-of-the-art, basically fireproof fire station. That fireproof station burned to the ground. If that parking lot that you're describing gets fully developed, that's just more fuel. And it also takes away a defensible space for people to meet up, which means, again, they're on the road.
It's very patronizing at these meetings when you ask with a genuine concern and you're told, oh, don't worry about it. And they won't give me. I say, well, how are we gonna evacuate? I wanna see a specific plan. No, we'll take care of you.
An evacuation, it's gonna get done. I'm not saying it's gonna get done absolutely perfectly with no, little hiccups, but the bottom line, I think it's gonna get done, so.
The idea of simply ignoring a known risk, to me, is crazy. You could have hundreds of dead. You could have billions in property loss, and then people wondering, oh, well, how did that happen? Well, our officials say it would be fine. Officials can say everything is fine, The problem is that we have example after example of large fires that consume tens, if not hundreds of thousands of acres that will tell us otherwise. I love the North Shore of Tahoe. I want Tahoe to succeed, but when you're contemplating adding several thousand people and 3,000 car trips a day to an area that's already crowded, and your development does not take into account how you're going to get the people out, it's a recipe for disaster. If they don't have that plan, why in the world are they considering the development in the first place?